Welcome to the 21st State of the Cities. We begin today's event with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, I'm Tim Murad, President of the Berkley Chamber of Commerce, and I will be your MC for tonight's program. Thank you all for joining us. We at the Chamber always look forward to putting on this event. It is an excellent opportunity to hear from the people leading growth and development in our area and learn what's happening, how it will impact you, and how you can be involved. Although we are not presenting in person, we are grateful that we can provide this event virtually, and we are thankful for the support of CMNtv in providing production and streaming services for today's program. This year has been another challenging year for our local businesses with COVID-19 variants, staffing shortages, and supply chain issues. But the Berkley area businesses are resilient. The business community has continued to adjust and survive. We appreciate the City of Berkley and the City Council for extending various ordinances, allowing outdoor seating to continue, and waiving certain sign fees. We are also grateful to the residents in Berkley, Huntington Woods, and the surrounding communities for their continued support. Thank you for shopping and dining locally. One of the main purposes of the Chamber is to promote and support local businesses. Our Chamber Executive Director, Darlene Rothman, will share with you what we have accomplished this past year. Finally, before we go any further with this program, I have a couple of housekeeping comments. If you are joining us by Zoom, please note that you can download today's agenda with all the links to this year's honorees' websites in the chat box. You can also find this information on our website, berkleychamber.com. In addition, we encourage you to use the chat function to offer congratulatory remarks, comments, and questions. And now, on with the program. We could not do this program without sponsorship support. I want to thank Beaumont for being the State of the City's sponsor again for the 4th year in a row. Please watch this brief video from Beaumont. Now I am happy to present the 2021 Best of Berkley Awards. These awards are given to 2 Chamber members who exemplify leadership, have passion for the Berkley area, go out of their way to support local businesses, and are committed to making our community shine. Our first Best of Berkley Area Award is the Business Person of the Year, which goes to Robin Coden, owner of Some Girls Boutique located on 12 Mile in downtown Berkley. Some Girls is not only a place filled with sustainable fashion and new apparel and accessories for preteens, teens, and women, but it is also a nice, warm place encouraging inclusivity, empowerment, and sisterhood. The store is a spin-off of her blog, Dim Sum and Donuts, written for her daughters. Robin is a champion of local businesses in downtown Berkley. She's recruited new businesses to open stores in our city. She creates monthly events bringing different vendors into her store so that their customer base can discover downtown Berkley. These events also often have a charity component to them, and she creates cross-promotions with other local businesses. You can always find her on social media encouraging new and longtime local businesses. Robin wants to see everyone succeed, and if you ask her for help, she will give it. In addition, Robin is always willing to donate either monetarily or in kind to local civic groups and schools. She is a firm believer in hiring local, mentoring girls and young women, employing students from Berkley High School and Anderson Middle School at times. I present to you Business Person of the Year, Robin Coden.
That was so nice. I was not expecting that. I feel like I might cry a little bit. We just celebrated our 4th year at Some Girls, so this honor is especially special. It's crazy for me to think that I have been in the business world for almost 25 years now. I have lived many lives in those years, but I have never strayed from business. I love business. Most of the fundamentals I learned from my mom and my stepfather in our family business, and I'm still learning. I have some wins and some losses every day, but I never feel alone. I'm in this business with my own family now, our supportive and fun customers, our generous consignors, the surrounding downtown Berkley businesses who have become such an important part of our lives, and my stellar Some Girls crew, Lori, Sophie, Erica, our newest additions, Casey and Nora, and of course, the iconic and incomparable Sharon. You all let me do what I do and let me be me so I can help others do the same. Congratulations to Vitrine for being awesome, and I thank all of you. Thank you.
And now our next award, Business of the Year, goes to Vitrine. Vitrine is a lifestyle store on Coolidge Highway offering vegan handbags, men's and women's clothing and accessories, household products, Michigan-made food, and a large section of fair trade home handmade treasures from the artisans from around the world. Vitrine's owner, Susan Rogel, has played a key role in encouraging and motivating local businesses to participate in community events, bringing people to downtown Berkley. In particular, Susan was instrumental in growing this year's Berkley Street Art Fest. She introduced the Shop for a Good Village to this one-day community art event, recruiting handmade product makers and sellers whose business model included a component for doing good, whether on a local or global scale. These vendors included fair trade sellers, upcycle products, or proceeds of their profits that went towards a specific nonprofit, or they worked directly with underserved populations and communities. In addition, Vitrine directed their summer marketing budget to promote the Berkley Art Fest instead of promoting their own store. In addition, her employees also personally promoted this local event through their social media networks. Vitrine also often hosts fundraising nights for local school groups, raises funds for her local PTAs, and the high school senior all-night party. She also is a champion of other local businesses. She is always connecting other businesses with each other, encouraging everyone to help each other. Erin Brock, co-owner of the Fresh Collective, wrote in her nomination of Susan, "She has personally bent over backwards to aid our business from its inception. She's an amazing team player." We at the Chamber truly appreciate Vitrine and its owner, Susan. We are lucky to have a Vitrine in our community. Please welcome Susan Rogel to the podium.
Thank you for that introduction. It was wonderful, whoever wrote it. I really appreciate all the kind thoughts that went into that. We are really honored to win this award this year, and it was a challenging year, and it's extra humbling to win it this year. On behalf of Vitrine and our entire team, we're honored to receive this award. The wonderful thing about working at Vitrine, one of many things, is it's all about family. My family is so supportive. Much of my family works there, and we have a family of customers that are so wonderful. Having a business in Berkley feels like being a part of a family. There is a family of business owners like Robin at Some Girls, and our dear neighbors and all of the folks throughout our town, the chamber staff, the library director who we work with monthly, the DDA and its family of volunteers, the city council, and the city staff. They treat their businesses and this community like family. There's a saying, it's not personal, it's business, but in Berkley, it's personal. Truly, our growth and everything we have accomplished was made possible with the help of this team and shared creativity, hard work, and mutual love for this town, with a desire for its success and developing a singularly unique appeal that is Berkley. Also, I cannot understate the financial support that has been given to us throughout these years, with the facade grant making us unique from outside, and other awards like the funding for our joint lobby with Fresh Collective, our new neighbors. This partnership has truly been the highlight of my career. Once again, I want to say with the sincerest thanks on behalf of our team, Rachel, Christine, our new gal Jen, and myself, thank you so very much.
Congratulations to the best of Berkley honorees. And now, the State of the Cities continues. Our first address comes from the Executive Director of the Berkley Area Chamber of Commerce, Darlene Rothman.
Before I go any further, I just want to congratulate Susan and Robin, and they actually have awards. So just want to thank you and your unbelievable spunk and personality. I know actually coming up here and speaking, you're more doing all the work in the background, and your vivacious personalities is really what's helped bring the city together. So
We love you.
We do.
From the very minute before our bricks were laid, she was there.
No.
well, thank you.
Family.
Yeah, family. Thank
Family.
you. And I want to thank you all for joining us today with the Berkley Area Chamber's 21st Annual State of the Cities event. This is the second consecutive year that we're having this virtually, and it's in respect to those not yet comfortable to attend an indoor gathering. And we certainly hope to see everyone in person in 2022. We are amazed at how our businesses have gone above and beyond to move forward this year, thinking outside the box in ways they couldn't have conceived of in a million years. Restaurants transformed into being primarily carry-out services last winter, some needing to add multiple phone lines, online ordering capabilities, etc. For those who could offer outdoor seating, their propane became a significant cost increase to their budget. They also ordered new outdoor seating, tables, umbrellas, tents, and igloos. The restaurants made this significant investment since many people wouldn't eat inside and hope to continue these new services for years to come. These actions brought visitors to the community that may not have eaten in Berkley prior and keep them coming back to visit our businesses. Retail stores also experienced challenges this past year with staffing and supply issues. But although challenging, they continue to find ways to fill their shelves with products our neighboring residents are seeking. Most people are more comfortable now going to small local stores than large box stores. It's extremely helpful for all of us to purchase locally whenever possible. Remember, these are the businesses that make such an inviting and thriving area. The owners and employees often know what you like and are always there to serve you with a smile. Please remember to be patient during these unprecedented times, as most businesses are short-staffed. They appreciate your business and truly want to make you happy. The person helping you may be very new to their position, and they are trying their best to do a good job. Support local businesses for professional services, too. Many of our members are experts in their field, know the residents, and are excellent in serving their needs. They are involved in community by volunteering at local events, sponsoring multitudes of opportunities with the Chamber, DDA, citywide events, and Berkley schools. They are at the core of what's happening in our area. The Chamber was beyond thrilled to have our major events occur this summer. When the planning started earlier this year, we didn't even know how the events could be handled. With the unbelievable support of many volunteers, both Berkley Art Bash and the Berkley Street Art Fest were extremely successful. The local businesses and vendors were thrilled with their sales during the events. We had fantastic guests enjoying the beautiful sunny days in Berkley. With the continued support from the City of Berkley, the booths were spread out further apart this year, so everyone had more space to move around. The more people we have walking around the city, the more they discover new and exciting places to keep coming back to. This also attracts more people to the community who have chosen to make Berkley their home and the Berkley area. Thank you, Roseanne Nicolai, the Events and Operations Manager for the Berkley Area Chamber. You have tweaked our major events to work with the new parameters and help make them better than ever. Roseanne has a keen eye on the community and is involved with many aspects outside her chamber responsibilities. In addition to handling all the logistics for the chamber, she also launched our new website. Please check it out at berkleychamber.com. We hope you continue to notice the marketing opportunities that the chamber has created. Our third annual Berkley Huntington Woods City Guide, this is last year's version, will be delivered to over 16,000 homes and businesses in Berkley and Huntington Woods in November. The magazine was created to highlight the wonderful businesses that have chosen to service the Berkley and Huntington Woods area. Local businesses in the community are highlighted, giving residents insight into their background stories and what's made them successful in our community. Many of these businesses also advertise in the magazine to give them additional exposure. In fact, there's still time for a few people to place an ad in the magazine. At the beginning of October, the Berkley Area Chamber partnered with the Berkley DDA to kick off Berkley Month by creating the first restaurant weekend and night market. Each participating restaurant had specials on that weekend, and several retail stores stayed open late that Saturday night. The retailers were happy that the event attracted a new crowd that also included men and families. The event weekend was a big success. The DDA brought in a trolley on that Saturday night, and the new DDA Executive Director, Mike McInnes, was the master tour guide on it. Thank you to Mike, Katie Kuchar, co-owner of Berkley Common, Susan Rogel, owner of Vitrine, and Roseanne Nicolai for helping to create this event in just over a month. What an amazing team. As the holiday season approaches, please support local businesses by buying gifts locally. We have great retail stores and some new ones that just opened, fantastic restaurants, fun activity locations, and health and wellness businesses. Most of these businesses offer gift cards as another option. Also, the 2021 Cruise Fest shirt was a huge success and sold out prior to the event. The shirt, designed by John Morrell at Armadillo, is now available to purchase through Armadillo's website, or you can find the link on the berkleychamber.com, so it can be purchased for a great holiday gift. I personally would also like to thank Jack Blanchard for all he's done to support Berkley. Not only has he been a longstanding city council person, but he's also been the backbone of event security in Berkley. He's always there to make sure preventative safety measures are in place at community events. We all know we're in great hands when Jack is involved. Jack has been at more chamber board meetings, chamber chat networking events, and major chamber events than I have over the years. I hope he continues to be at all of them in the future as he retires from city council position. He's also been my partner in making sure that the new Berkley and Huntington Woods residents get their welcome packets and helping to pack and distribute them. Last year, the Chamber added a tagline to our marketing in which we referred to Berkley as a hidden gem. It is a true comment we've heard over the years. It fits well and is attracting many to the area. It's truly a pleasure and honor to work with so many wonderful, caring people in the community. We are strongest as a positive team, and I witness this every week interacting with business owners and community leaders. If nothing more, life has helped us feel gratitude for the positive direction and growth in our communities. Thank you, and have a wonderful holiday season with those important in your life.
Thank you, Darlene. All of us on the Chamber Board truly appreciate your leadership, hard work, and passion for the Berkley area business community. And now let's hear from the Superintendent of the Berkley Schools, Scott Francis.
So I want to begin, I just want to say thank you to the Berkley Area Chamber of Commerce President Moret, and also to the Executive Director, Darlene Rothman, for all that you do to make today's event happen. Also, I'd like to say thank you to CMNtv and Roseanne Nicolai for pulling together this event for us. I also want to say, give out a great thank you to our communities of Berkley and Oak Park and Huntington Woods that support our school district. It would be tough to imagine getting greater support in any other place. We appreciate all that you do. I also want to add our congratulations to our Business of the Year vitrine. Suzanne, thank you for your support with our PTAs and offering some support too for some of our events at the high school. Also, thank you to our Business Person of the Year, Robin Coden, and congratulations to you, the owner of Some Girls. This award does not come to a surprise to me because I know my daughter and my wife are big fans of your store and of you. Your recognition is well-deserved, and the district appreciates your partnership. And now on to the state of our schools. I've been so fortunate and blessed to be an administrator in the Berkley School District for just over 7 years. I'm also a resident in the school district for over 16 years. And so I know how important and special Berkley is and the community. I'm happy to say that our school district is strong and getting stronger, and I'd like to offer some insight. We are going through and feeling the effects of this experience, this pandemic still, that no one else in our lifetime has experienced. But the last 20 months have been difficult on everyone, and our staff's done a remarkable job adapting and innovating and creating wonderful learning opportunities for our kids. And learning opportunities that we didn't even think possible 2 years ago, and our team and our staff has responded. Entering into this school year, our main goal, our priority was to keep our kids safe and in school with their teachers every day. This means that we've made significant investments in PPE. We offer test-in options for students who are identified as close contacts so they can be in school. We've hired additional nurses, and we continue to work closely with our Oakland County Health Department to make the best decisions for our staff and our students and our community. All of these efforts by our staff and families have helped us meet our goal of keeping our kids safe and in school. We're also fortunate, though, this year to be able to return to many of our normal events, normal everyday activities and traditions, and we're doing so safely, and I will say with a great joy that many of us have been missing for a long time. Concerts are taking place again. Instrument fitting nights are back. In-person activities such as clubs and meetings and athletic teams are back, and they're competing with fans in the stands. Trunk or treats are happening at our schools, and hot dog roasts and fall festivities and festivals are happening, and they're being well attended and enjoyed by many. We are adapting through these situations too and times, and we have to be creative in how we still provide safe opportunities for our kids and for our families. For example, our student leaders and staff and administrators recently hosted an outdoor homecoming dance, and it was a great success. A high school pep rally at Hurley Field. Outdoor lunchtimes are happening, virtual parent-teacher conferences are happening, and so we're adjusting and making it work because it's what we need, it's what our students need. There are challenges that we're responding to still. One of the challenges that has been multiplied during the pandemic was the need to support the social and emotional needs of our students and staff as well. And in response to this, we implemented second step curriculum for our K through 8th grade students for teachers to provide lessons that focused on their social and emotional well-being. We also provide a partnership and a program called Sources of Strength at the high school level to support the emotional needs for our students. We've also hired additional counselors and social workers as well. Our community is responding, and we're incredibly grateful for them. One example is record-breaking fundraising events that we're having this year, such as our fun runs. We have had more principals on rooftops and hair dyed for different reasons to celebrate, really, the contributions of the fundraising events. Another community effort that the school district is proud to be a part of is the Collaborative Plaza project that you might have noticed going up on Coolidge in front of the high school. This collaborative project with the City of Berkley and the Downtown Development Authority is another example, another highlight of a strong relationship and the spirit behind the City of Berkley and Huntington Woods and our surrounding community that highlights the partnership of our community. And on to more good news. For the 10th year in a row, we've been named a Best Community for Music Education. Our high school, again, was named the Newsweek magazine Best High School. Also won College Success Award, was noted by greatschools.org. And many of our sports teams are finding success as well. For example, the Berkeley High boys soccer team was at one point ranked number 1 in the state. And our football team will be hosting a playoff game tomorrow night. We have other things happening in the district as well. For example, a new cafeteria addition at Anderson Middle School is near completion, and it's possible because of the community's support with the sinking fund. Student drop-off areas at the high school and NORUP have been updated to ease traffic flow. Every building has new signage. Our media centers have newer carpet and paint. Our gyms have improved airflow as well. And another example of something that I think is worth noting is that we are now a one-to-one district when it comes to technology, and every student has access to a Chromebook or an iPad in their classroom. We're so fortunate and blessed to have strong leadership in our district. We have strong leadership in the buildings with our building administrators and a dedicated, strong school board as well. Our school board continues to be recognized with a Standard of Excellence Award. One of our goals, and the goal of the school board for this next calendar year, is to launch a new strategic plan. The draft of the strategic plan has been developed by the administrative team and our school board, and it's now being reviewed, or has been reviewed, by consultants. And it's now being shared with staff at their buildings to get their initial feedback and thoughts on the draft. We'll then be sending out surveys to our staff and to our families and to our community members to get more input on the new strategic plan. In addition, we'll host a community meeting too to allow stakeholders to provide in-person thoughts and ideas. And then after we receive our feedback from stakeholders, our administrative team and our school board will make revisions, and then a recommendation will be made in the spring. And pending approval of that new strategic plan, we'll move forward with a district-wide launch. When we look at some of the draft language and what that I want to share with you, the new vision draft for our school district will read as follows. We will inspire, empower, and lead with our students, our staff, and community to become a model district. The new vision will be more inclusive of everybody and lead us to be a model district for our students and for our community. The drafts on a high level, the draft goals, on a high level have a foundation of creating a culture that allows us to flourish and grow even more. And in each goal, we will begin with the language of, we will create a culture of. Some examples are, we will create a culture of thinking and learning in our district. We'll create a culture of equity and well-being. We'll create a culture of growth and innovation, a culture of resource stewardship, and a culture of community engagement and connections. And that partnership with the community will be so important in this. We're so fortunate to be a part of a community that is and always has been strong, supportive, and inclusive. It's a community that does wonderful things for our kids and our neighbors and our schools. The spirit of Berkley and Oak Park and Huntington Woods is thoughtful, kind, and caring. And it always assumes the good in one another. Some final and concluding thoughts that I have. The impact of this pandemic is still being felt by our students, our staff, and families, but I'm so proud of how our community has responded. It's responded to keep our children safe and at the center of all we do. I'm incredibly proud on a professional level for our teachers, our support staff, and our administrators for their ability to adapt, to innovate, and to create these learning opportunities for each other and for our students. on a personal level because my 3 children attend in the district. I think they have greatly benefited from the impact of the teachers, their dedication, and their love in the Berkley schools. As always, I thank you, the Berkley Schools thanks you for the continued support.
Thank you, Superintendent Francis. Some great things going on with our schools. It's wonderful to see. And now I would like to welcome Huntington Woods Mayor Bob Paul to give us an update. Bob?
Thank you, Tim. And thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event again this year. I'd also like to congratulate the Best of Berkley Award winners, Robin and Susan, on their awards. Wow, crazy times test all of us, and Huntington Woods is no exception. I have a lot to share with you this year, but I'd like to start by thanking our residents for their response to this pandemic, rising to the occasion to help their fellow neighbors navigate our new world in so many ways. Over 97% of the eligible adults have received their vaccination, one of, if not the best percentage in the state of Michigan. As some of you may know, the early retirement of our city manager, Amy Sullivan, due to health concerns was a blow to our tight-knit community. She is much loved and has been missed. We threw a lot at her in her 7+ years as city manager, starting with a 300-year flood event in the midst of a tree ordinance that met with much public reaction, finishing with the pandemic that has rocked all of our norms with no playbook for city managers. And sandwiched in between was drag queen story time that drew national press and protests. She handled it all with the calmness that led our community through everything. She is now enjoying some well-deserved time with family and friends and has been able to do some traveling as well. We wish her all the best with her battle. Fortunately, we were able to contract with 2 of our previous longtime city managers, Mark Wallenweber and Alex Alley, to lead the search for our next manager. Mark has also agreed to fill in as our interim city manager during the search period. Together with the stellar staff, the day-to-day workings of the city have continued on while the search marches on. The lingering effects from COVID-19 still present challenges, yet we were able to stay on task and move forward. Some of what we were able to accomplish, besides becoming Zoom experts, were public safety worked tirelessly through the adversity of the pandemic to keep all citizens safe. 2 life safety awards were given to our public safety officers for responding to medical runs within the city. We were one of the first area public safety departments to train all our officers in fair and impartial policing. We are also in the process of recertification to receive our 6th advanced CALIA, which is the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, accreditation certificate, this March. This is a national accreditation which is shared by only 15 Michigan communities, and we are one of the smallest departments to do so, and one of the very few public safety departments. It's a true testament to the department's commitment to quality and fairness. Our library has also been very busy. With the implementation of the anti-racism plan, the library has put together an anti-racism reading list available on the library website. For patrons searching for books on race and justice, we have brought together a wide range of social justice resources that will be helpful in these uncertain times. The library also presented an anti-racism film discussion series. The focus of this series is to engage the community in meaningful thought and discussion around issues including countering racism, promoting inclusion, and making all people feel welcome in our community. The library continued virtual programming, including cooking classes, art classes, book, movie, and art discussions, story time, and other special events geared towards adults and children. The curbside pickup program offered patrons the ability to place materials on hold, and when they were available, contact the library for outside placement for a contactless interaction. The Woods Gallery reopened in September with the first show by Huntington Woods resident Richard Halprin. The gallery displays 6 shows per year of local artists, including an opening reception to meet the artist. The Friends of the Library are stronger than ever with their support for the library. They will start accepting book donations again in November, and a long overdue book sale is planned for outdoors in spring of 2022. Our planning department is continuing to work on the redevelopment ready community certification and is in the middle of a master plan revision. The master plan is taking a look at our long-term goals with a careful eye to the changes that COVID has placed upon our city, the state, and the entire world. We are also incorporating the Commission's direction to be focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion based on a separate ongoing study from Volar Consulting. Construction in the city has remained strong, with many projects moving forward despite industry shortages. Parks and Recreation saw many personnel changes in the last year. Our longtime Parks and Recreation Director, Mary Gustafson, retired in February. Recreation Supervisor Colette Newton retired in July after working for the Parks and Rec Department for 26 years. Our front desk clerk at the Gillum Recreation Center, Kathy Seidel, retired this past September as well. Tracy Shanley, who had previously worked for the department for over 17 years as a program coordinator, was promoted to the Parks and Recreation Director position. We hired Lauren Fletcher as a new program coordinator and Jenny Morgan as a full-time camp and latchkey director. Reynolds Park is soon to get adult exercise equipment. The project is slated to begin in November and plans finalized in the spring. We look forward to seeing Reynolds Park become a multi-generational park with something for everyone. Programs through the Recreation Department had to be adjusted to fit COVID-19 protocols, but we were extremely successful navigating safe programs for our community. We cannot be more proud of the rec staff's tenacity to put forth engaging programming for our community during some very difficult times. After being shut down for most of 2020, we were able to bring back our popular summer fruit camp program, with limited numbers, of course, open our amazing pool for our residents, and enjoy the summer concert series again, along with our cherished 4th of July parade and week-long activities. Our latchkey and preschool programs are thriving as well. Senior transportation is back in service, and our teen council is back meeting twice a month, with the membership working hard on making a difference in the world. While we still couldn't offer all of our normal programs due to the constraints placed upon us by the pandemic, what was offered was quality programming and was very well received. Our Department of Public Works has been extremely busy this last year, while continuing to offer high-quality service for our residents while adhering to COVID protocols. They also oversaw and participated in the repaving of approximately 14 city blocks during the summer and autumn of uncooperative weather. The DPW used nearly 28 tons of cold patch during the last fiscal year to patch other roads, continued the application of Reclamate to keep the newest road surfaces in good order, as well as patching and replacing other segments of damaged road when practical and cost-effective. The crew has responded to over 600 missed dig requests so far in 2021, keeping sewer and water lines safe from excavation damage. This year, the team will perform over 9,600 individual water meter readings and has so far responded to approximately 300 requests to check meters or help residents to find leaks in their homes, plus scores of other related requests by residents pertaining to water or sewer issues. The DPW garage, with Doug Wozniak as our sole mechanic, maintains a fleet of 50 vehicles, including public safeties, the SMART and Rec Center buses, and all of the DPW trucks and equipment. 2021 proved challenging as parts shortages and delays plagued everyone due to global supply chain issues. The storms of 2021 were very hard on the Woods tree canopy. Approximately 60 trees were removed, some in emergency situations, and others to prevent future emergencies. They will be replaced wherever possible this autumn, plus 20 additional trees for other residents. Tree species are carefully selected to improve diversity, right-of-way conditions, and predicted longevity and disease resistance. These efforts have gained us the Tree City USA designation, once again assuring the community that we plant more trees than we take down annually. The DPW is also the point of contact and advocate for improved and increased recycling by the community. With Sacra's facility closed to the public for a time and currently working by appointment only, The rate of recycling has stayed at the pre-pandemic levels, and the clean materials that are recycled have resulted in higher prices paid to SACRA. The DPW has been able to direct residents to alternate locations for safe and easy drop-offs of recyclables throughout the pandemic, and are grateful to Huntington Woods residents who have made the extra effort to keep recyclable material out of the landfill. Our Finance Department once again received the Government Finance Office Association Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting. Tough task to do once, let alone 15 years in a row, and they deserve a shout out for a job well done. It's always nice to hear confirmation from outsiders that we are on the right track. To reference a few, Money Inc. kept us on the list in the top 20 best places to live in Michigan. Home Snack gave us a number 3 rating for best places to live in Michigan for 2021. And we were ranked 68th safest city in the country and 5th in the state of Michigan by SafeWise. I would like to remind everyone to vote on Tuesday, November 2nd. We have a proud record in Huntington Woods of having one of the highest voter turnouts in the state. And despite the fact that Commissioners Olsman and Roselle are running unopposed, it is important to exercise your right to vote. By the way, I would like to take this as a confirmation that our residents feel their elected officials are doing a good job of representing them. But in reality, we need to give credit to the hardworking staff and many residents who volunteer on various boards and commissions who make us elected officials look good. We're looking forward to continued cooperation with our neighboring cities and our award-winning school district. Keep smiling, stay safe, get your booster shot, and keep wearing those masks and social distancing. I'm proud to proclaim that the state of the great city of Huntington Woods is again very strong, and we're excited for our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Paul, for the update. Wow, Huntington Woods too, lots of stuff going on. Great place to live too. Next, we're going to hear from the City of Berkley. Please welcome Mayor Dan Turbrick.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that, and thank you for being with us today. We at the city want to congratulate the Best of Berkley business honorees as well. Business Person of the Year, Robin Coden of Some Girls Boutique, and Business of the Year vitrine with owner Susan Rogel. We appreciate all that they have done to help the downtown Berkley area thrive and their support of other businesses and community groups. And now, to no one's surprise, I'm going to go off the teleprompter and let's just say a few things before I introduce our State of the City. First, I certainly want to thank the Chamber for hosting the State of the City event, Darlene, Roseanne, and Tim, and the board for all of their work in our community. I also want to give a special thank you to Tori Mathis, our Community Engagement Officer, and CMNtv for all of their hard work on the masterpiece, I think, that you are about to witness. And I want to let everybody know I have not seen this yet, so there's a lot of different ways it could go. But despite the last couple of years, the state of our city is strong. And without any further ado, here is Berkley's State of Our City. Well, we're back. And I know that we all thought last year was a doozy, but man, 2021 was certainly a tough contender. Our Berkley team continued to rise to the challenges, but most importantly, we came together to help one another as we move forward into the new world. We've held true to our story of being a community that cares, and what better place to have our opening ceremonies than in our historical museum. This destination holds memorabilia and represents how we've come to be and where we're going. Our history has cultivated the community's exploration of our story. Thanks to our passionate committee charged with maintaining and preserving our history, they have shared our past through creative and meaningful experiences. Some of those ways include the Berkley Theater holiday tree ornaments, the sale of Berkley street signs, having historic booths at city events, and more recently, the release of their new quarterly newsletter, The Museum Corner. With this, let's learn more about the work done this year in our city. The library glided into 2021 by opening to the public in June after serving exclusively through curbside service since early 2020. They returned to full library hours on September 7th of this year. Not only that, The library placed itself in a power position by providing a mix of virtual programs, take-home crafts and activity bags, in addition to over 500 picture book bundles put together and circulated to families during curbside service. To help those working or studying remotely, they implemented a hotspot lending program to provide Wi-Fi and extended digital access to residents. They also expanded their digital resource purchases and added Canopy for streaming movies, Ancestry Library Edition for ancestry research, and Pronunciator, which is a language learning resource. The library set its record for the year by receiving a CARES Act check for $13,817.06 to help fund some of those expanded digital resources.
When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue.
Parks and Recreation stuck the landing in 2021, just like I did there, with the community center reopening in June, with programming and attendance steadily increasing each season, including outdoor classes throughout the summer and fall, holiday-themed events, and scavenger hunts at city parks. Summerfest events also made a comeback with music, movies in the parks, and more after an absence in 2020. The Dream Cruise returned in 2021, and for us, that meant the 25th anniversary of our beloved Berkley Cruise Fest. The ultimate salute was the long-awaited opening of Oxford Park with a new restroom facility, walking paths, play equipment, and a new splash pad that opened on June 11, 2021. A new play structure and play equipment were also installed at the tot lot, along with a new structure coming to Community Park this fall. Woo! Wow! As with last year, it brings me joy to see that our Berkley business districts continue to thrive and remain agile. We are even seeing some major developments finally take shape, but I can't skate through this portion without a partner. So let me introduce to you our DDA director, Mr. Mike McGinnis.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike, your Downtown Development Authority's Executive Director. Berkley has become a prime location for both commuters and independent entrepreneurs who've created a unique and charming downtown filled with dynamic retailers, restaurateurs, and tavern keepers. Our Berkley DDA serves as the city's economic development arm, helping new businesses start up and existing businesses thrive and grow in Berkley's vibrant downtown district. Projects include the installation of our wayfinding signage throughout the downtown, highlighting our independently owned shops and dining options, as well as featured events put on by us and our community partners. To truly show off what downtown is all about, we've expanded our seasonal decor and murals along our streetscape and added the inaugural Berkley Nights to this DDA's event schedule. We've also partnered with the city and the school district to create a public plaza on Coolidge. This gathering space will be another key landmark for the community as we continue to grow and expand our retro downtown district. With all this, I'm proud to share that we met the challenging performance standards required to receive national accreditation from Main Street America. This annual accreditation process recognizes a community's exceptional commitment to preservation-based economic development and community revitalization through the Main Street approach.
Despite the challenges of operating in a hybrid world, the clerk's office did not miss a step maintaining all of its service. Now, I'm not sure any clerk will look back on the 2020 election fondly with all the changes and challenges the pandemic forced, but our clerk wrapped up the 2020 election season ahead of the competition. The clerk's office offered its voluntary expanded hours, reaffirming its dedication to ensuring residents a free, fair, and secure election. Throughout the 2020 election cycle, the clerk's office registered 1,484 new voters, processed 11,251 absentee ballots, and with the help of its dedicated election workers, assisted 4,882 voters at the polls. They continue to gear up for our local election happening this November. I would also like to give a shout out to our clerk and deputy clerk, whose devotion expanded beyond work hours with both attending multiple in-person and virtual training opportunities. And I want to congratulate our clerk, Victoria Mitchell, on completing her training and certification for the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks. Community development served up a bit of construction expansion this year. So far, we've issued 404 permits with a total value of $10,631,802, representing 8 new homes. For historical context, in 2020, there were 470 permits with a total value of $13.7 million, and in 2019, there were 551 permits for a total value of $21.6 million. Berkley also welcomed 22 new businesses this past year, including Pinspiration, Berkley Cares Food Pantry, Berkley KinderCare, Nada & Company, Puck Hockey, and more. We are also happy to see the Aquatots development officially break ground at the former site of Farina's Banquet Hall. That was in early September, and construction is set to begin in the coming months. The La Salette redevelopment project is also underway as well, with the interior demolition currently in progress. It's crazy to believe this, but our Berkley master plan is almost complete. After 18 months of tireless community engagement and drafting text, the Master Plan Steering Committee and Planning Commission recommended to City Council to distribute the draft master plan for the 63-day public review period as required by the Michigan Planning Enabling Act. In fact, Planning Commission has reviewed all the comments that were received, and just last month, the Commission directed city staff and consultants to set the final public hearing before adoption. After the conclusion of the public hearing, it is expected that the Planning Commission will make a recommendation to the City Council to adopt the master plan. We can't thank everyone enough for their feedback and participation. It has set us up with a master plan that demonstrates a community striving to enhance its economic vitality, preserve neighborhoods, and foster our values of being caring, innovative, and welcoming. Next up to bat is the Public Safety Department, hitting a double by renovating its lobby and entrance area, making the space ADA compliant, more inviting, and user-friendly. They mixed in a change-up as well, completing a partnership of shared services with Pleasant Ridge Police Department. These shared services include the dispatch, jail, firing range, and animal control services. They hit the sweet spot by interacting in several community events, including the Superhero Big Truck Parade, the 3rd annual Kroger's First Responders Food Drive, Berkley Street Art Fest, Berkley Cruise Fest, Woodward Dream Cruise, the Berkley Art Bash, the 9/11 Memorial Ceremony, the Shrine Church Annual Blue Mass, and the highly successful and well-attended Lids for Kids and Fire Safety Open House.
What's he doing? He's got a whole team in here.
I don't know.
Public Safety also partnered with Families Against Narcotics to implement 2 new programs within the community. Hope Not Handcuffs and Comeback Quick Response Team. A new initiative is a compassionate way to assist individuals struggling with drug addiction. The true grand slam for public safety this year, though, was successfully completing the fundraising efforts to establish the K9 program, obtaining over $60,000 in donations. K9 Bear and his handler officer Brian Anderson have been certified and are already on patrol. Even though this year was not an easy lift for our Public Works Department, they didn't miss a beat. Curbside leaf collection, water main repairs, and sewer maintenance all continued uninterrupted, even with staggered crews and social distancing. The citywide road improvement program continued with numerous road enhancements to local and residential streets. To date, over 300 sections of road have been removed and replaced across the community, with more work to follow this fall. Berkley continues with its multi-year citywide sidewalk replacement program to improve our community's walkability. DPW and HRC have lunged into the project, replacing over 800 sidewalk slabs and working within 3 sections of the city this year. The remaining sections will be covered over the next 2 years. Furthermore, DPW successfully curled another round of public sewer lining.
Over 5,600 feet of pipe was structurally lined last spring at a cost of over $340,000. Sewer lining is a proactive way to maintain the structural integrity of our system without having to dig up the lines. Additionally, over 1,800 catch basins were inspected and cleaned by DPW personnel in the spring of 2021. Public Works oversees a comprehensive cross-connection program to protect the drinking water system and to minimize the threat of backflow. Within the past year, they squatted over 617 residential inspections and 387 commercial inspections. Our Finance and Treasury Department truly swept our city through another uncertain fiscal year with some big wins. We successfully completed the annual audit and budget process in a completely virtual environment. Working with our federal, state, and county partners, we were able to receive and utilize $1.6 million in American Rescue Plan funding. We also optimized the city's budget transparency by creating a digital budget book, making it easier to access and clearer to understand for our residents. We also hammered contract agreements, hammered is a curling term, with all 3 labor unions and nearing completion of the non-union merit system changes and updates. And what I would consider the biggest victory in the game, our finance team made the final payment on the 11-mile road bonds, making Berkley completely debt-free. We certainly did not achieve any of these amazing strides without our wonderful city employees, my fellow council members, our chamber and DDA, our planning and ZBA commissions, and the vast number of volunteers we have in our city. We've been tested time and time again, and each time we've stood united together as a community. Please continue to show compassion to your neighbors and public servants. Be patient with our businesses and their staff who serve you. Trust credible sources and listen to science. To learn more about all the amazing things that happened this past year, please visit our website at berkleymich.org/State of the Cities.
This concludes our State of the Cities and Best of Berkley Awards. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Beaumont, and CMNtv for helping to produce the show. On behalf of the entire Berkley Chamber, thank you for joining us and enjoy your evening.